Welcome to Royally Quacked, the podcast where we dive into everything related to the Anaheim Ducks and the Los Angeles Kings, Southern California's two NHL clubs. I'm your host, Cody Spink, and I'm thrilled to be joined by my fellow host,
Gary Spank. In today's episode, we'll recap the latest games, dissect the standings, preview upcoming matchups, and keep you informed on league news. Whether you bleed orange for the Ducks or rock, and when I say rock, the silver and black for the Kings, or cheer for both, this is the podcast for you. So grab your favorite jersey, settle in, and here we go! Kings scores of the week, Kings fans. I predicted a 5-4 win. Unfortunately, we ended up losing to Winnipeg 4-3. Here are the specifics of the stats of the game. Arvidsson scored his second goal, assisted by Moore, his 24th, and Doughty, his 32nd. Fiala scored his 25th goal, assisted by Gavrikov, his 15th. Kopitar had his 26th goal, assisted by Kempe, his 43rd, and Gavrikov, his 16th. And then we had Talbot with 28 saves on 32 shots. We had 1 penalty kill and 0 power plays, and we only had 38% in the faceoffs. That's not good enough. I don't think we had our A game. Even though we lost by a goal, we did not have our A game. Well, let's go to the game against the Kraken. I thought we played well in this game. I predicted a 4-3 win. I was close. 5-2. They won 5-2. Kempe, his 24th on the power play, assisted by Arvidsson and Fiala. Arvidsson's 5th, Fiala's 42nd. Moore, his 27th, assisted by Roy, his 19th, and Dubois, his 21st. Then, Trevor Moore again, 28th, assisted by Dubois, his 22nd, and Arvidsson, his 6th. Then Fiala with his 26th, assisted by Lizotte, his 7th. Then Trevor Moore with a hat trick, his 29th, assisted by Dubois, his 23rd. Talbot had 21 saves on 23 shots. We looked good. I mean, we had 3 goals from Trevor Moore. And then, 3 assists from Dubois, Pierre-Luc Dubois. So, it seems like Dubois is starting to get his game going, guys. I know we've all been complaining about him, but unfortunately, sometimes it takes time for a guy to get into the rhythm of a team. So let's see how that goes. Let's see. We're going to take a look at the San Jose game, which I predicted a 6-3 win, which was way off. It was a 2-1 win. All right. First goal on Adrian Kempe is 25th, and it was unassisted. Then we had the second goal was Akil Thomas, his first, NHL first, guys. He's the one. Pardon me. He's the one I talked to you guys about, that crazy overtime goal he scored backhanded. If you did go on YouTube and take a look at that, that was assisted by Jordan Spence, his 20th. And Pierre-Luc Dubois is 24th. Then big save Dave Riddick had 15 saves on 16 shots. That's excellent goaltending. Our faceoffs were at 51%, but uninspired play. And I kept hearing on different podcasts, and I think even on the broadcast, don't play with your food. The Kings were like playing with their food instead of doing their job. But it was a win. But to save the best for last, Vancouver, I predicted a 2-4 loss. We beat them 6-3. 6-3, guys. It was an inspired game. And here are the the stats. Kempe, his 26th goal on the power play, assisted by the captain, Anze Kopitar, with his 41st, and Drew Doughty with his 33rd. Then it was Doughty, his 15th on the power play, assisted by Arvidsson, his 7th, and Adrian Kempe, his 44th. Then Alex Laferriere with his 12th. Ricky is having a decent season, guys. That's assisted by Jordan Spence, his 21st, and Kevin Fiala, his 43rd. Then Kevin Fiala with his 27th, assisted by the captain, Anze Kopitar, with his 42nd, and Mikey Anderson with his 16th. And Trevor Moore scored his 30th, assisted by Philippe Deneau. That was the first time Trevor Moore has scored 30 goals in a season, guys. And then the last goal, I mean, you know, if you score a power play goal, shouldn't you score a shorthanded goal too? Adrian Kempe with his 27th, shorthanded, unassisted. And that's like the 2 games in a row he had an unassisted goal. And then Talbot had 39 saves on 42 shots. And I don't know if anybody knows. I mean, everybody says we don't have goaltending, but Talbot's like in the top 4 in most categories. He's really picked up his game. So that's the Kings scores of the week. We're going to go to Cody for the Ducks scores of the week. Okay.
All right, guys. So now we're going to go to Ducks scores for the week. For the first game, we were in Calgary, and I predicted a 5-3 win. Or no, I'm sorry. I predicted a 4-2 win, and we ended up winning 5-3. So I'm glad at least I got a win. I predicted a win. Mason McTavish scored a tip-in goal, his 19th of the year, with assists from Zellweger and Leeson. Zellweger's 4th assist of the year and Leeson's 11th assist. And then Troy Terry. He tied it up in the 13th minute of the second period with a nice wrist shot. That's his 20th of the year. And then assist from Karlsson and Zellweger. So back-to-back assists from Zellweger, so that's his 5th, and Karlsson had his 16th of the year. Then Cam Fowler surprisingly scored to take the lead in the third. That's his 5th goal of the year, and that was Zegras' 5th assist of the year and Zellweger's 3rd assist of the game. So that makes his total up to 6 for the year. And then Killorn had back-to-back goals for the Ducks, his 16th and 17th of the year. Terry had the assist on the first one to make his assist at 31, and then Killorn scored a nice, beautiful wrist shot also in the 13th minute of the third period, an assist with Lacombe and Terry, and it was the 3rd consecutive 20-goal season for Terry. So congrats to you, and also it was also the first career 3-assist game for Zellweger, and the 2nd rookie defenseman this year to have a 3-assist game for the Ducks. Minty did it earlier this year. Like I said, better all-around game for the Ducks. You know, only had 2 penalties the whole game, so that's something. Other than giving out 4 or 5 or 10 like last week. Lot better in the face-off this week, or in this game. We were at 41.8%, but still needs to be higher than that. But guys, 29 shots on goal. That's better. Of course, we'll get to that in the next game about why that's an issue. But power play, good. We were 1 for 1 on the power play. Like I said, only 2 penalties, 17 hits, 13 block shots. So like I said, better all-around game for the Ducks this game. So, I was definitely happy, and we actually outshot a team for once. So that was great. So that was the first goal, or the first game of the week for the Ducks, and we started off with a win. And then we come back home for the Legacy Night number 3. and we were playing the dreaded Seattle Kraken. I don't know what it is, but I feel like Seattle just has our number. I believe they swept us for the year, if I'm looking at it correctly. Yes, Seattle won all 4 games this year. I predicted a 5-3 win, and instead we lost 3-1. So to start the game, it was just I believe the Ducks had a really good first period, and then after that they just went downhill. 9 shots in the first period, 3, and then 5 in the last 2. So a total of 17 shots. Guys, we got to do way better in the shot department than that. Like last game was perfect. We were at least 30, close to 30 shots, but only 3 shots and 5 shots when we were down the whole game. Shane Wright had the 2 goals for Seattle, and then Matty Beniers is a Hart Trophy candidate whenever he plays the Ducks. I believe that was like his 30th point in his career against the Ducks, and they've only played like 8 games or whatever. I don't know what it is. He just loves this. He just comes out. But the only goal we had this game was the Leo Carlson goal with his 10th of the year, and it was unassisted. But like I said, penalties continue to haunt us, guys. We had 12 penalty minutes. They had 5 power play chances. Of course, I would say one of the penalties I don't fully agree with. I'm just saying that Gudas tripping call, that was hip to hip. That was not a trip. I rhymed. Didn't even know it.
You were a poet and didn't know it.
I was a poet and I didn't even know it. Face-off percentage was better, but still needs to be better, guys. We were at 46.8%, so as long as we get as close to 50, I'm happy, as close as possible. But still has to be better than that. But like I said, we can't be given 5 power play chances, because that's literally a whole like half period that you're down, and we're taking it like almost the worst times too. So, not a very good night for the Ducks, but it was cool seeing all the legacy night stuff and everything. The Mason bobblehead looked really cool. So I hope everything gets better for from here. But we'll move on to the last game of the week, where we played the St. Louis Blues. So I predicted a 5-2 loss, just because the Ducks usually never play St. Louis well. And we lost in this one in a shootout, 6-5. I wasn't able to watch most of this game because I had plans, but I like having plans with friends and family. So, but like I said, great, a lot better all around game. Even though the Ducks were down most of the game, actually they were down pretty much the whole game until the very end. But here's the thing: shots on goal, 15-10 in the first. That was only 2 less than we had in the whole last game, and that was just in one period. So, and then the second period, we outshot them again, 12-11. The third period, and then it was 11-11. In overtime, 4-3. So we pretty much outshot them in every period except for the third period where we tied. So, and we had 38 shots on goal. So I'm happy about that. And they did look good from the little bit I did see. Face-off percentage still continue just under 50%. We are at 46.6. But the power play, guys, like I said, we only give up 3 power play opportunities, but they cashed in on 2 of them. So 2 of the goals were power play goals for the Blues, and we were 0 for 2. So guys, that's what's going to kill us right there. Nikita Nesterenko scored his first goal of the season for the Ducks to start the scoring for us, with assists from Lindstrom and Lundestrom. Oh, that's funny. That was Lindstrom's 7th of the year and Lundstrom's 4th of the year. And that was a wrist shot in the 3rd minute of the first period. So at least not that far right after the Blues scored in the 11th second of the game. But Frank Toronto tied it up to start the second period and around the third 40 mark. A nice little tip-in shot with the assist from Killorn and Zegras. So Killorn's 17th of the year and Zegras' 6th assist of the year. And then in the third period is where the Ducks really shined with a beautiful little comeback. Leo Carlson with another tip-in shot with his 11th of the year, the first of the game, and then Lundestrom and Terry had assist. And then Vetrano to make it 5-4, scored in the 8th minute on a nifty little backhand shot with assist from Zegras and Strome on that one. And then to tie it up after the Ducks were down, started the third period 4-2, ended up tying it 5-5. And it was around the 16th minute mark with a nice little snapshot from Carlson for his 12th of the year to tie it at 5-5 with assist from Killorn and Fowler. And like I said, the overtime was great. The Ducks had a couple good chances, just like the Blues. So this one, of course, they were shut out. Both teams were shut out in the overtime, so we went into a shootout. So it was weird because it was only the Ducks' third shootout of the year. So Zegras went first, and he had Bennington beat. Like, he was down and out, and Zegras just clunks it off the post. That hurt. That really hurt. And then Kyrou came in and scored for the Blues. And like I said, again, Carlson had Bennington beat, but Bennington had a nice little leg save on the second one. And then Shen missed, and then Terry also missed. So the Blues took it in the shootout, 6-5. And that is it for the games of the week. Now we're gonna go on to game predictions.
And I'm gonna start off with the Kings game predictions. This is gonna be a fun week this week, fans. Tuesday, we're playing at the Pond against the Mighty Ducks. I predict a 5-2 win. I think have we only played one, maybe 2 games against you guys this all season? Yeah, one was before we started the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I predict a 5-2 win. I mean, especially after just how we played against Vancouver. I think with Arvidsson back, we're gonna be tough. We're gonna be tough. Then, on your mom's birthday, we play Calgary, and we're gonna beat them this time. We're gonna beat them 5-3. You guys spanked them 5-3. Why can't we spank them 5-3? That's my motto.
If the Ducks can do it, the Kings can do it.
They should do it. I mean, honestly, we have more veteran and basically, I think, stronger players than the Ducks do right now.
Yeah,
because you guys are going to grow into that, and I see it because I'm a hockey fan first, and you guys are going to be scary if everybody pans out. If all those guys pan out, they're going to be really good in I want to say 2, maybe 3 years, unless of course that's barring any kind of moves over the next year.
Yeah,
we don't know what their both teams will actually do. And then on Saturday, we get them at home. They're going to play at Staples Center, as I won't say crypto.com.
Good.
Because I got chewed out by a certain quacky kid about it last week. And this time I think we're going to...
Hey, it's Mr. Quacky Kid to you.
Okay, Mr. Quacky Kid. Anyways, I think we're going to beat them 6-2. I know the last time we played, I think it went to a shootout, did it not?
I can pull that
overtime
up.
or shootout. So I don't think I think we're playing better right now. So those are my predictions, and we'll see how good Cody does. So I did a little tab today, and I'm not sure how accurate it is. You're 9-3. I'm 10-4. So we're both pretty good in our predictions.
Oh, okay, cool.
Now, maybe I made a mistake there. But
we can always go back and look.
Yeah. I thought you were going to do it, but I did it anyways. So, oh, wow. Okay.
So
Your
with
turn.
my turn. So my predictions for this week. So the Ducks will play at home against the dreaded LA Kings. The 7 o'clock puck drop at the Ponda. And I am predicting a 2-1 loss. Because I don't know. Sometimes these Ducks Kings games are just literally a goal game, like a 1 goal game difference.
Yes, I know. That's all I thought about when I did my predictions because I don't care who's good, who's bad. When they play each other, it's like the battle of Southern California.
Freeway face off.
Freeway face-off. There you go.
Yeah. And then the Ducks will play their last home game of the season on Friday against the Calgary Flames. Another 7 o'clock puck drop. I'm going to predict, I hate to say it, but a 4-3 loss. I feel like Calgary is going to want a little bit of redemption for for everything. So I'm going to say a 4-3 loss to Calgary. And then on Saturday at the Staples Center, which I'll be at that game. So if anyone's going, let me know, and maybe we do a little meetup. Just let me know. But I'm predicting a 5-3 loss. So well,
6-2, 5-3. That's pretty close. Because I have Bailey scoring a hat trick.
You have Bailey.
Oh God, somebody's got to score, right? Bailey's gonna score a hat trick. You heard it here first on
Bailey.
Royally Quacked.
Are you talking about the mascot Bailey?
Yes.
Oh my God.
That's my little joke for the day.
Well, if we have Wild Wing and net, that's not gonna happen.
Well, he went in the penalty box 2 times and Bailey scored 2 power play goals.
Can a goalies don't go in the penalty box?
You gonna say Wild Wing is a goalie?
Think about it. He has goalie pads, does he not?
I don't know. I've never.
He has goalie pads on. But
okay,
so pretty much
he scores 3 goals on Wild Wing.
So the first 2 Ducks Kings games, it was a 5-2 Kings win, and then a 3-2 shootout win for the Kings. So but
okay, yeah, it's just one game where we let the kids stay in the game.
Yep. So all right, guys, and we'll be back right after this message. Hey Ducks and Kings fans, step into the spotlight and make your prom night unforgettable with our exclusive prom night photo shoot package. For just $150, immerse yourself in the beauty of the great outdoors as our professional photographer captures your radiant glow against nature's backdrop. Prefer an indoor setting? No worries. At $300, experience a studio session where every click of the camera amplifies your elegance and style. Each 45-minute session guarantees you 10 high-quality images, a timeless memento of a night filled with laughter, dance, and unforgettable memories. But wait, there's more. We also specialize in senior photos, graduation photos, and quinceañeras. Because every milestone is a story waiting to be told. So why wait? Book now and let us narrate your journey through our lenses. Contact us at 951-719-6377 or at Christina122193 at gmail.com, or go follow us on Instagram at Xtina's Photo on Instagram. That's XTINAS Photo for a glimpse into how we turn every shot into a masterpiece.
Okay, we're going to do a quick recap of the playoff standings. You know, I'm going to just stay in the East, Cody.
All right.
I got it up already. We seem to have some separation here. A 5-point. Boston has a 5-point lead on Florida, and each of them have 4 games left. I mean, so Boston's going to have to fall apart not to take first in the Atlantic.
Yeah.
And we have the same thing kind of going on in the Metropolitan. I'm just going with first place right now. The Rangers at 110, which is number one in the East.
In the league.
And what?
They're number one in the league.
I'm not looking at the West right now, so they're
No,
number
I'm just
one
saying
in
the
the league.
Rangers have the most points in the whole league.
So, yeah, well, I've been telling you that's who I think's going to be in the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Finals in the East. And then you got Carolina. And both, all four of those teams only have 4 games left. But, that's an 8-point switch. Somebody gets hot, not, we could have some switching going on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the Atlantic, Toronto has a game in hand on Tampa Bay. And they're 4 points ahead. So they've got 6 games, and Tampa Bay's got 5. That could still change.
Yep.
And now we have Pittsburgh in the second, because Tampa Bay's the first wild card team. We have Pittsburgh all of a sudden, must have got hot, and now they're the second wild card. They're kind of tied with Philadelphia and Washington, but due to because they all have the same amount of points. Philly's played one more game than both Pittsburgh and Washington. Wait a second, Detroit's got 84 points. How come they're down there?
I was saying mine says Detroit in the second wild card spot. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think this is wrong. I just noticed they have 84 points, so they should be there. And then you have 3 teams at 83 points.
Yeah.
Philly's got the biggest battle because they have only 4 games to play, while all 3 of the other teams have 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense because it shows them there with 84 points. So that's a typo on Yahoo's thing. So anyway, so right now, what?
Mine had an issue last week, apparently,
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah, because of the 6 straight losses by Winnipeg was correct on Yahoo.
Yes, that one was correct.
Anyways, so right now you're going to have Boston playing Detroit, right? No,
yes.
I'm sorry. Rangers playing Detroit.
And then Boston and Tampa Bay.
Then Boston and Tampa Bay. And then you're going to have Florida against Toronto and Carolina against the Islanders. And what I didn't say is the Islanders aren't locked for that third place finish in the Metropolitan.
Oh, no.
Detroit can catch them.
No, Detroit can't. Detroit's in the Atlantic.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. Philadelphia can catch them, though, right?
So the Islanders, Penguins, Capitals, and Flyers can either get that third Metropolitan spot or the second wild card spot. But the Red Wings, their only way of getting in is the second wild card spot because Detroit's in the Atlantic. So that's right now. It's just we won't know in probably the last game of the season to see who's getting in.
Okay.
So
that's your Eastern Conference.
All right, guys, and for the Western Conference for the playoff recap, so far in the Central so far all 3 teams have clinched a playoff spot. The Dallas Stars have 105 points with 5 games left. The Avalanche have 102 points with 5 games left, and also the Jets with 5 games left have 100 points. So, and then in the in the Pacific Conference or division, I should say, Vancouver still leads, but not by much. They're still first with 102 points with 5 games left, and the Edmonton Oilers have 99 points with 6 games left. So things can change there. And the LA Kings are back in the third spot in the Pacific with 93 points with 77 games left. Or sorry, not left, with 5 games left. And then in the wild card, in the first spot, we got Nashville with 94 points with 4 games left. And the Knights got 92 points with 6 games left. So they can hop back over and into
they
the
have to.
yeah. That one we're probably
They
have to just wait and see again.
yeah.
So the Blues are 5 points out from the Knights, but they only have 4 games left. So there's 2 games. I've played 2 more games than the Knights, so I don't think they're gonna make it. And then the Wild have played 77 games with 83 points. I don't think they're gonna make it. So I think all that's left now is who's going where and what
Yeah. Who's
spot.
going to
Yeah,
be?
it's not who's gonna be in or out. It's more like who's gonna be in what spot.
Yeah. Who's going to be third in the Pacific, and the other's going to be probably, well, maybe not, because they're not that far behind the Nashville Predators. I mean, actually, it could end up being where Nashville Predators, if they were to get cold, because they only have 4 games left, they could be out of the picture. So, I mean,
maybe you never know.
It's going to be, well, no, I take it back. They'll probably still be in, because they might be, but they could go to the second wild card spot instead of the first.
Like I said, I think all the teams that are in a playoff spot right now are going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Now
it's just a matter of where.
Yeah, where they're going to be. Like, is Edmonton going to be in the number 1 spot in the Pacific, or is it going to be Vancouver? Is the Kings going to be in the 3rd spot in the Pacific, or is it going to be Vegas? Or could Nashville drop to the second wildcard spot and Vegas or LA take that spot? Or actually, I don't think that's going to... Oh, I know it could happen, actually.
You know, if Edmonton takes the Pacific, Elliot Friedman's going to be smiling. Because you picked them to be in the Stanley Cup, right?
Well, just because you win the division doesn't mean you go on.
Then they had that horrible start.
Yeah, seriously.
and it's like, and you'd hear him, he goes, well, that's how it goes.
It just goes to show you that just because you start off that bad doesn't mean your season is over.
Yeah, so, Edmonton proved that.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I was always scared they make a comeback. So,
I mean, when you got Draisaitl and McJesus and everything, it's hard not to doubt them.
True.
So, all right. So now we're gonna go into Ducks news. So like I said, like I predicted last week, Sam Colangelo signs a PTO to play with the Goals, and he will most likely sign his ELC. And the contract will start next season. So right now he's playing with the Goals, and I believe he even scored and had an assist in his first game with the Goals. So that's good to see. The Ducks also signed Colson Petrie and Igor Sidorov to their ELC contracts. I don't know if they're going to be playing with the Goals. I haven't looked into that if that's what they're going to do. I'll try to keep up next week with that. Also, congrats to Chase DeLeo on breaking the most points in Goals history, passing Captain Sam Carrick. So, and I kind of liked it that Sam Carrick also did a little video saying, congrats to DeLeo for passing him as the goals points leader. The World Championship Canadiens general manager, what was his name? Rick Nash, I believe, is looking to having Mason McTavish play in the World Championships this year. Of course, I don't think it's gonna happen because, something I forgot to mention, in the Seattle game, McTavish or was it the Seattle game or was it? I think it was the Calgary game where he got hurt, and he was seen in a knee brace. So I think his season might be done. But I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't think he's going to be playing for them just because of the whole knee thing, and I'd rather him not um, you know, aggravate it anymore since all our young stars have been very injury prone this year. And then our new probably top prospect right now, Cutter Gauthier, was named as a Hobie Baker finalist. If you guys don't know what a Hobie Baker finalist is that's pretty much for the NCAA hockey, it's pretty much the MVP
Well,
for hockey.
you never had a Hobie before?
I've had a hoagie, but not a Hobie.
A Hobie.
Yeah.
You just go to a bakery and get a Hobie. Hobie Baker. Sorry. Bad joke.
Yeah, that was
Corny.
a bad joke. And then, like I said, Nestorenko is up with the Ducks right now. Like I said, he scored his first Ducks goal today. And then Vakanainen was nominated for the 2024 Master Memorial Trophy. So, congrats on him for just being nominated is always an accomplishment for any player. And that's my Ducks news for the week. So on to Kings news.
All right. Jonathan Quick breaks the goalie win record for USA-born players. Greatest goalie in Kings history, guys. He's resurrected his career with the Rangers, and I'm happy for him because, man, we wouldn't have won any Stanley Cups without him. And it's funny that you talk about the Bill Masterson Memorial Trophy. Victor Arvidsson was nominated for that. And if you guys don't know what that is, that's the trophy that is awarded to the player who best exemplifies the qualities of perseverance, sportsmanship, and dedication to hockey. So we actually have a Duck and a Kings nominee for that. So that's awesome.
I believe each team has one nominee. I believe that's how it works.
Well, I hope Victor Arvidsson wins it.
I hope Vakanainen wins it.
Yeah, well, Arvidsson's has...
Let the Ducks win one thing this year at least. Actually, no. If we're going to win anything, I'd rather us win the draft lottery.
Yeah.
I'd rather win that. All right.
I think that's a better choice.
Yeah.
Philip Deneau returns. So we basically, other than Grundstrom, have our team. And I think that's why we're playing better. So, because he came back and made a difference right away. And then Eric Portillo is the second rookie to record 20 wins in Reign history. The first, do you know who the first was, Cody?
In Reign history.
Yes, sir. You
Budai.
probably don't. I love that. I forgot about him. But no. Cal Peterson actually won 23 games as a rookie, and he had the record.
The famous $5 million a year, Cal Peterson?
That guy, yes, sir. And the last bit of Kings news is the Reign signed Quinn Olson to an ATO. That's an amateur tryout if you don't know what ATO is.
ATO, PTO.
Yeah, you start doing that stuff, it'll make you go crazy.
I like having PTO for work.
Yeah, me too. Me too. In fact, it's a funny story. This is a personal thing. So my supervisor was off last week, and I'm training a new hire. And another supervisor's kind of helping our team out. And he goes, "Oh, I saw that you're off next Wednesday." I go, "I am?" He goes, "Yeah." So he shows me his calendar. It shows my name. So I decided on Friday, I go, I don't want that day off. It's the middle of the week. I mean, I live in Menifee. I work in Orange County. I stay at my in-laws' house from Tuesday until I come home Friday night. And Wednesday just ruins that. So I asked the other, the AM lead, because I'm the PM lead at my work, and I go, can I ask to cancel that? And he goes, yeah. So I go on. It's not even on the PTO. So I'm going like, well, I know I'm supposed to get trained, and I've been because I was a cover driver and now I'm a lead. And I think he wanted to train me, and I think he wanted me to have some days off so nobody else could be off. And because
Um,
we haven't hired a cover driver yet, so if anybody's missing, I gotta drive. Well, anyways, I think he did it, so I'll find out Monday. Anyways, on to league news.
all right, guys. So for league news on Wednesday night,
Oh,
Devils versus Rangers. Instead of a hockey game, we got a boxing match. Instead of 1-on-1, it was 5 versus 5.
it,
After
that's like what do they call those on the WWE?
like a tag team.
SmackDown.
Oh yeah,
SmackDown.
SmackDown.
It was a
Yeah,
SmackDown, Cody. It wasn't a boxing match. It was a SmackDown. You
yeah,
had 10 guys out there all fighting.
yeah. That was crazy. Let's see. I think I got it. Something right here. I think it was like 162 minutes of
Is that
PTO
all?
or not or of a penalty
PTO.
time. PTO. It just got stuck in my head.
That's funny. Uh,
Um, so it was just a full line brawl, and it was just because of the whole Matt Rempe hit. I forgot who he hit last game against the Devils, and Curtis McDermott wanted to fight him, and Rempe was like, I guess the team wanted him to kind of slow down on the whole fighting situation, so they told him like, "Hey, calm down." So he didn't fight McDermott, and McDermott got mad that he didn't fight him for that hit. So that and yeah, that's why we end up getting a full online brawl to start the game in New York on Wednesday night. So um I believe it was like 162 minutes, and I believe I want to say 8 players got ejected.
yeah.
So Matt Rempe, his career versus the New Jersey Devils. Okay, he's gotten a match penalty for a hit to the head. And then he also got ejected in another game. He got a major plus the game for elbowing. And then in the last game, 2 seconds in, he fought and then got ejected. So in 3 games against the Devils, he's had a total of 5 minutes and 3 seconds on the ice, 3 ejections, 47 penalty minutes, but a +1 rating.
Wow.
3 games,
So you
5
said he's
minutes
5 minutes. So
in
wow.
3 games.
So
Because he's been ejected in all 3 games he's played in.
he gets a little bit of about 9 minutes of penalty for every minute he plays against the New Jersey Devils.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I thought that was a fun little fact.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and then Kirill Marchenko scores a behind the goal line goal, and he banks it off of Sorokin's mask and in. Did you see that goal?
I have not. I'm
Oh,
gonna have to look it up after we get off
yeah.
the podcast.
He's literally behind the net and just throws it off of the side of Sorokin's mask, and it goes in. So a lot of players have been trying that whole like banking off the mask thing this year. I've seen Jack Hughes do it. I think someone else has been doing it quite a bit too. I just can't remember at the top of my head.
I know
So
one. The Kings had one go off. I can't remember if it was Talbot or Riddick. Went off his back and in the net.
yeah,
I mean, I don't think it was an attempt. I think it was just the puck was hit and bounced up, hit him in the back, went in.
yeah.
Still counts against you.
So next bit of news is the next 2 news are for one team. So the rumor has it that the Arizona's owner has sought out potential buyers for the Arizona Coyotes, and he's looking for $1 billion to sell the team. But at the same time, they also came out and with the new arena model for the Northern Phoenix area for their new arena. But I don't think that's fully 100% that they got the deal because I think they won't find out till like June or July. And if they don't win, I believe they're going to get relocated because this is starting to get really bad with the whole them playing at a college arena with only 5,000 seats. So, hopefully we find out hopefully sometime in the off season about what's going on with Arizona, if they're staying there, new owner, not new owner, we'll find out. You want to get to listener questions?
Let's do it.
All right, I'll let you do the first one.
No, you're gonna ask it. I will take the rest. You go give me the question.
All right. So, my friend Brendan Donnelly, my best friend actually, he asked, which player who was not a goalie has won the most games in NHL history? And you said you have the answer.
I do. I actually have the top 20 that they can actually verify. Okay.
Let's just do top 3.
Well, so who? My first thought before I even looked this up would be Gordie Howe.
Yeah, that would have been my first choice.
Gordie Howe, 803 goals, because that's how many. Or wins. I'm sorry, 803 wins. That's how many they could attest to him in the NHL. But he played like in the WHL a lot too, so I don't think that counts towards this. But the number one is Nicholas Lindstrom. Great player from the Detroit Red Wings.
Oh, yeah.
937. Now, what I want to tell you, just about everybody in the top 10 played 20 plus years. So it wasn't like a 10-year career. Most of these guys had 20 or better careers. Number 2, Chris Chelios. He's at 894. And then Patrick Marleau at 885.
See, that would have been one of my other guesses, was Marleau.
You know what people think? Wayne Gretzky. Guess who's number 20? Wayne Gretzky at 725. 725 wins. So he had more goals than wins. Anyways, that was the question to that answer. Brendan, I hope you get that. I'll never forget, Cody was in middle school and it was like parent day come. And I'm sitting in a room with him and I'm looking up and I saw this name, Brendan Donnelly. Well, the Angels had a pitcher named Brendan Donnelly. So I go ask Cody, I go, an Angel pitcher has, what was it called?
I think it was detention or something.
Detention. That's it. It has detention tomorrow afternoon. And so my first experience with Brendan Donnelly, his friend, was that he had detention.
Yeah. And we've been best friends since the 6th grade when we played soccer together. So
yes, and I coached him, and he actually stayed at our house and graduated high school. So
yeah,
thanks for that question, Brendan. That was
a
awesome,
good question,
and it wasn't easy to find.
It was not easy. I can tell you that. So when he asked me that, I was like, that is a really good question because most of us, we don't think as wins for players. Usually when it wins, it's usually with goalies or coaches. So
that's true.
Yeah. So all right, on to the next question with another one of my good buddies, James. He texted me this question this morning, which another great question from him. He's the one that asked the one last week too. He said, with all the needs for both teams, to both teams, the Ducks and the Kings, what are your main priorities in free agency? Also, what moves in the draft and free agency do you anticipate both teams doing, not only to sustain, but improve the teams moving forward? Like more like sustaining in power for the Kings and improving for the Ducks. So, you want me to go first or do you want to go first?
I'll go first since he said Kings first. anyways, that's a great question, and there's
Yeah,
a lot of questions
another
to
good
be
question.
answered. And what we don't know is we have unrestricted free agents, and honestly, like Matt Roy is one, and he's going to be highly sought. And for us to possibly keep him, we might. The only way we can is if he takes a hometown discount. That's what I'm thinking, because he's been solid. He's a solid player.
Yeah.
We also have Victor Arvidsson. You know, we're going to have to get a hometown. If we don't get those hometown discounts, we're going to have, you know, obviously we have like Alex Turcotte who can come up and play forward. We have Brant Clark, obviously, that can come up and play defense. And we have others. I mean, Jacob Moverari could come up and play defense. But free agency, I mean, the only thing I can possibly think of happening is, possibly trying to find maybe a little bit younger, good goaltender that we can afford. And the thing is that I think our goaltending is suspect as it was, has played way above what all of us thought. I think Cam Talbot, he had that bad period, and went and played in the All-Star game. And then after the All-Star game, I mean, he's top 4. He's top 4 in like save percentage, goals against average. I mean, at least, I don't know, a few days ago, that's the way it was. So, yeah, but he's 36, guys. And he, how much longer can he do it? So that would probably be something that's going to be looked at and addressed, along with, are we going to go a little younger and like let our UFAs go? And we got to pay Quentin Byfield. And I know he's not been producing goals or assists a lot here lately, but he still does all the other stuff that we need. So that's what I think they may do, but I don't know, to be honest with you, until we get to the offseason to see what these players decide, because their decision making is going to be key to what we do. I mean, I do believe that Rob Blake would like to keep both of those players, those UFAs. The other thing that's been nice is Alex Laferriere. He's been a really good rookie player for him, and he's played pretty much the whole season with him. I think he's only sat out a couple games. So we got a real good promise here. So that's the answer for the Kings.
All right, for the Ducks, I would say for improving is obviously I think we still need defensive help. I would say we need a right-handed shot defenseman, because this whole a left-handed defenseman playing on his off wing is just not sustainable, and I don't think it's good. Because like right now, Olin Zellweger, as especially, he's looked great, but he's also playing in his off wing. So I say we definitely need a right shot defenseman. Either like I would even take a defensive defenseman, and that way Zellweger can be the number one, and then we got like that top right-handed defenseman, or even move Gudis up, and then someone can slot where Gudis is, something like that. So I say I would say right-handed shot defenseman, and then a top 6 winger. Those would be my top 2 choices for the Ducks to get. Like I said, I would say top 6. I can't remember the top of my head if we need right wing or a left wing more, but for sure a top 6 winger is what we need. I mean, obviously we're good down the middle. Zegras, McTavish, Carlson, Lundestrom. Lundestrom's probably gonna be like the perfect 4th line center for the Ducks, or maybe even 3rd line. We'll see. Or we can have Strome play the 3rd and have Zegras and Carlson and McTavish somewhere on the top 6 together. So obviously a top 6 winger would be ideal. So those would be my top 2 ways to improve the team. we add a little bit of offense and we add some defensive help because obviously those are something we need. So, and if we draft well, so if depends on also what we get. If we win the number 1 pick, we may not have to go get that top 6 player because the Ducks will be, if we win the lottery and get the first pick, we'll be drafting Macklin Celebrini, and boom, there's your top 6 winger or top 6 player.
Yeah, they have 10 picks too. 6 in the first 3 rounds. The Ducks do. And the Kings have their first
7
round pick. Is it 7?
Yeah,
they
we
have
got
10 picks total. I know that. They just said it on the I was watching the game. I wasn't out with friends.
They have 7 in the first 3 rounds.
Yeah, 7. So the thing is if they draft well, I mean, if you look at, here's the thing, people, if you don't know, Matt Roy was a 7th round pick. Most people don't know Luc Robitaille was a 9th round pick. We don't even have a 9th round. He would have been a free agent. Blake Lizotte was a free agent, not drafted.
Yeah.
A lot of these players, you can get somebody good all the way through the whole thing. So it's just a matter, does your scouting team do a good enough job? Because that would be the one thing also about moving forward is the Kings have draft picks. They're going to draft probably the best player on the board. Whether, unless everybody's a right wing and they're not going to make, I don't know how many draft picks they have, to be honest with you. I didn't do any research on it, but I'm sure we have at least probably 4 or 5. We're not going to pick a right wing every time. So anyways.
Let's see. The Kings have their first pick. First, 4th, 6th, and 7th.
So
all their own picks. They don't have a 2nd, 3rd, or 5th round pick this year.
Yeah.
But you guys still have your first round picks, so that's still good.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll get a good player, or we'll get good players in all of them, because, like I said, you get surprised.
Yeah. And then our last question is from Hey Lauren on Instagram. And she asked, if you woke up and you were the GM of your team, what's the first thing you'd do?
Okay. I'll take that one.
Okay.
I would make sure I signed Quentin Byfield and took care of him, because he's the future. He's the future. That's the first thing I'd do.
I would call a team meeting. I would call a team meeting and just say hi and hang out with everyone. No, I'm just kidding. Because that would be really cool. If I woke up and I was the GM, what's the first thing I would do? That's a tough one. Maybe the first thing I would do is pray we win the lottery to start. First thing I'd do.
I'm gonna change mine. If I woke up and I was a GM, I'd call Cody up and say, we're gonna kick your ass next season.
Oh my God. See, what would be the first thing I would do?
That's a joke. I'm still signing Quentin, guys.
Let's see how much. I think what I would do is I would. Do I want that to be my first move?
Oh, come on. Make a decision. You're a GM, dude.
All right. I think this would help the team in the long run, but I think I'd buy out Fowler. Because I don't know really. It was either that or trade for Martin Necas from Carolina. Those are my top 2.
So you could trade Fowler in the trade.
That would be hard to trade because he's making $6.5 million for the next 2 seasons.
What does Necas make?
I don't know at the top of my head. I can look it up on Cap Friendly.
Well, let's not do that because that's a pretend. It could be something. So another thing is during the off season, guys, we're gonna have a podcast every week for you and talk about things. So
he's an RFA, by the way.
Restricted free agent. Okay.
Yeah.
So possibly
we'd be trading for his rights, pretty much.
Well, or they
all right, that's what I would do. I would trade for Martin Necas.
Okay. But we're going to have podcasts throughout the off season too, and some of
Yeah.
it's going to be fun. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll share after playoffs, just before the playoffs, and maybe some of our ideas, because we've had some ideas. And if
Mm-hmm.
you have any ideas of something you would like to hear during the off season, share them with us.
Yeah.
So,
Before we sign out, I just want to do another quick little shout out.
yes.
So Colby from the Ducks meme page on Instagram, he came out with his first new episode. The Ducks podcast. It's on, I believe it's on all podcast platforms. I know it's for sure on Apple and Spotify. So go check him out, guys, and go listen to him. So
Yeah.
I believe he has he has one episode out so far. So go check it out and go follow him on Instagram as well.
Sounds good. Support our fellow hockey podcasters, because we're very
Amen to
big
that.
on sharing our podcast time with all these people, because you get more information that way, and maybe get it in a way that talks to you.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, that's all for this episode of Royally Quacked. Thank you for listening and supporting us. If you enjoyed this show, please leave us a rating and a review on your favorite podcast platform. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Royally Quacked to get the latest updates and interact with us.
We'd love to hear your feedback, your questions, suggestions, and let us know, are you Team Royal or are you Team Quack? Until next time, this is Cody. Go ahead, Cody.
This is Cody.
And Gary, signing off.
Go Ducks.
Go Kings, go. See you guys next week.